because we are so accustomed at blaming the opposite sex for all the problems, blaming all the women, blaming all the men. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've taken the time out to listen to both men and women kind of, outline their concerns, their grievances, or whatever the case may be. And there have been men and women in particular, content creators that I've been listening to. I kind of say, I agree with your viewpoints to a certain extent. I agree with some of the things that you're presenting to say, this is the reason why I'm upset. This is the reason why I'm concerned, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I also have questions myself, so this goes out to the Red Supreme TV. This goes out to Taz Exclusive. This goes out to Cynthia G. This goes out to Cries, Logic, and everybody that kind of fall into that realm of this type of conversation. I was listening to another content creator, Uncle Shug. Salute to Uncle Shug, or whatever case may be. I think we fall in two different realms or whatever. But Uncle Shug pointed out something, and a point that I wanted to kind of bring forth or whatever, and I really wanted Taz to explain itself, because my thought process is, I don't mind men standing in front of women and saying, hey, we shouldn't talk to women like that, we should treat women a certain type of way, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and that they promote that they are the exception. They promote that they are the exception, and that is great. But my thing about it is, are you promoting that all times, or is it only promotion when it's beneficial? I've seen people like Derek Jackson, Ace Metaphor. There's been a lot of men who've gaslight. There's been a lot of men who simp. There have been a lot of people that have said, I'm only going to cheerlead for women when women are looking, not behind their back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure that they see me speak up for them. I'm going to make sure that they see me make videos and finesse them. I'm going to make sure that they see me, because in real life, I don't really believe it, but online, I'm going to show women that I am the exception to the rule. So I'm going to play this clip of Taz Exclusive, who is one of those men that promote that they are the exception to the rule, that they're all about the uplifting of black women. They're all about, promoting and protecting black women. And the issue is that you have people like Cynthia G, Black Woman Sphere, Cries, Logic, that says, these dusties, these trash bags, these men that don't care about black women, or whatever case may be. And my thought process is, I don't understand how Taz Exclusive is on that side. I don't understand how he stands in front of them and says, no one is going to mess with my sister. No one is going to say anything to Cynthia G. Well, here's the thought process. Is it only Cynthia G that you're protecting? Is it only Cynthia G? Is it only big YouTubers that you're protecting? I want to play this clip from Uncle Shug, the king of content. And he's basically giving his commentary on another situation or whatever, but he's basically outlining, if Taz Exclusive is supposed to be about protecting the black woman, then why is he talking to this black woman here recently disrespectfully? So I'm gonna play this real quick.
Get they sneak disses off. If you don't acknowledge it, they'll never come back and say, hey, I want to let it be known that I wasn't trying to offend my brother Damo, because I know that's his information, and I said fuck it, but I wasn't talking about him. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let it be known, because I don't want the brother to be offended. But when they acknowledge the shit, this is how they try to clean it up. This is the problem when you speak subliminally, when you don't put a name on it, when you're too much of a pussy.
That's not what I meant by it. I'm simply saying this is what motherfuckers been doing for years. Get this data, get data, bring it back and forth and argue about it. And niggas still disrespecting black women. Come on, bro. I'm saying I would never use that to start arguing.
This nigga, I told y'all, he doing this fake protect black women. I keep telling y'all, it don't reflect in his real life. This is a YouTube persona. He got to put on this like
a YouTube persona. I think he said that very well. There are a lot of people who are promoting this YouTube persona, even to the point where we hate all black men, we hate all black women, we hate the gay community, we hate. The thought process is, are these men and women living what it is that they're preaching online? Are black men protecting black women? Is that something? Is that a YouTube narrative? Is that a YouTube persona, or is this really happening in real life? So let's listen. Let's finish listening.
I'm the man, and I'm here. I'm a protect black women type persona. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You attack women and their children. You attack the fuck out of Irene Yvette and her children. You attack Raining Woman for no reason. He just started calling her bitches for no reason. No reason. He just started cussing out Raining Woman. You know why? Because Raining Woman don't got a lot of subscribers. She more a viewer than a content creator.
Salute King Twin.
So
Salute
it's just
Raz Girl.
Go the fuck in on her. But let that have been a Cynthia G or somebody with a platform getting cussed out by somebody else. The whole internet will be in an uproar. Let Tasha K get cussed out like that by the lead attorney or something like that. Everybody gonna do a video about it. But because it's just little old Raining Woman, task and just call her all type of for no reason. And she get laughed by.
So this is my thought process. I don't understand how Taz exclusive. I don't understand how you are in the protection of black women, how you're for black women. But here it is, you've disrespected this black woman when she's come to this panel to speak. And I don't get that. Like, 1 minute you're saying I'm team Cynthia G and let's protect black women. And then when you're not around Cynthia G, when she's nowhere to be found, you're now over here with these guys disrespecting black women at your leisure. My thought process is it a used to persona? Are these black men losing their damn minds? You promote this, I hate, I'm going to stand for, where they keep saying if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. How many people are falling for this narrative that you are for black women? How many people are falling for this narrative that you are the exception to the rules? We talked about the R. Kellys. Talked about the Kevin Samuels, the Hassan Campbells, the Brother Polites. We talk about all of these men and we break down their characters. We break down the pros and the cons of them. We break down their status. And we get into depth about, you know what I'm saying, who are these men really? Both on and off camera. In front of the crowd and in private. Salute. So my thought process, who is Taz Exclusives? Who is he? I mean, I see that when we had our conversation, I said, you know what? This is a guy that is riding hard for Cynthia G. This is a guy, of course, that promotes his wife, Nyla Says. This is a guy that is being promoted to be a part of the exception. And my thought process is, do you only promote the empowerment and the protection of black women when black women are looking? Because right now I'm about to play this clip of you disrespecting a black woman who said nothing disrespectful to you. So I'm kind of confused because my thought process is, I would think that you would be a man that would stand in the gap. Now, we talk about Red Supreme TV all day. A lot of people are saying, hey, Cynthia G and Nyla Says when they were on the panel with you, Taz, you kind of hid in the background and allowed your wife and Cynthia G to attack Red Supreme. And a lot of people say, well, he deserved it. He always making videos about Cynthia. He always calling her a pig, a piggly wiggly. He always got nicknames for her. So he deserved to be attacked. And my thought process is to each their own. But when you break this thing down, here's the thing. I'm not going to have a conversation with someone that doesn't have want to have a conversation with me. If you come with jokes, you're probably going to get jokes. If you come with aggression, you're probably going to get aggression. And based on the interview that I saw between you, actually it wasn't even an interview, it was just a conversation between man to man, which I was like, you know what, I applauded you guys for having difficulties and being able to come to a level of understanding. However, I truly believe that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this question of do black men protect black women, I think it goes past YouTube. I think we're talking about real life shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that anybody has had some type of mishap when it has come to a failed protection, those people definitely have something legitimate to say. But I think a lot of people are doing it for clout on YouTube. When you talk about the downfall of a whole gender because of one or two incidents, I think that is for clout, definitely. And I think a lot of people are misspeaking on a daily basis or whatever case may be. So you talk about Red Supreme, who is verbal about, you know what I'm saying, his disdain for certain things, his role or men's role, and then you say, hey, I'm not a part of the manosphere, I kind of do my own thing, etc., etc., etc. That's what Taz Exclusives kind of says or whatever. My thought process is, are you pulling on women's heartstrings so you can be down, so you can say, okay, well, let me kind of be with Cynthia G and kind of ride on her coattails and say, you know what, I'm the exception to the rule. And my thought process is, does this clip of you disrespecting a black woman for no reason, would Cynthia G, Nyla Says, Cries Logic, would they agree with this clip right here? Let's get to it. Salute, salute. The funny man is in the building.
On this manosphere panel where this is how they talk to women. Who is this bitch? Fuck this bitch. I don't want to talk to this bitch. Fuck her. Just, and he talking about he protect black women. He protect black women.
And which I felt like you was wrong for cutting me off, and I lost it because I didn't cut you off. But you my nigga, bro. Let's not do that.
Nah, for sure. And I can understand that. I think that my mission on here has been a little bit different. In terms of how I approach the shit. Now, one thing, I'm not limited from calling nobody a whole ass nigga for what they believe.
Oh my God. Go ahead, let that woman. What the hell is this, man? Who the fuck is that?
Let Randy woman get in here for a second, and then we'll go back.
Somebody that you used to get on a path.
Black women. How is that worthy of a standing ovation? How does that make you the exception to the rule? My thought process is, it's a lot of people who do a lot of things on social media for clout, for attention, for a standing ovation. And my thought process goes even further when you start thinking of, you know, how can you disrespect her over here on this panel, but when you're on a panel with Cynthia G and you're on a panel with your wife, everybody else? And my thing about it, anything for money. If you don't believe that all black women are bad, stop jumping online talking about all black women. Stop making up, because all black men didn't fucking do something to you. We're living this side, and people too scared to hold motherfuckers to a real standard. Black women in their face and behind their back. In public, I ain't gonna do it on this video. I'm gonna do it on this panel, but I ain't gonna do it on this panel. You're giving people like Cynthia G fuel for the fire. So when she abortion of babies, etc., 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 I don't see how you exclude yourself, because my thought process, anybody that presents this to her, that says this is what Taz Exclusive, this is what your brother, this is what your exception to the rule is saying, how do you defend that? Well, that was just her. Oh, he was having a bad day. There is no tolerance. There is a zero tolerance for disrespect across the board. Zero tolerance. But once you start saying, okay, I'm going to overlook this. I'm going to overlook. I notice that there's a lot of people overlooking a lot of shit on social media. I notice that there's a lot of people, like, you see the wrongdoing, you see the fuck shit, but you so busy overlooking this shit or whatever case may be, and scared to call the shit out. Taz Exclusive is not a fucking exception to the rule. He is not an exception to the rule. Okay, and I've already seen the situation for what it's worth, but here's my thought process. I don't like when people start talking as if when they're saying something, it's going over your head, or it's so astronomical and so powerful. And there are a lot of men who gaslight, who simp, who do things in order to win women's heart, whether it's fake like, oh, let me pray for you, and let me do this for you, sister, and let me do this for you, brother. I see right through that fuck shit. I see right through that fuck shit. So it don't matter if you dark skin or light skin, if you young, if you old, if you new to YouTube, if you've been on YouTube. It's a lot of men on social media doing a lot of fuck shit. A lot of fuck shit, hoping that somebody will like them, hoping that some woman will give them the attention that they don't get in real life, hope they get respect that they don't get in real life, because nobody off of YouTube is going to applaud the bullshit that you do online. And you know it. You know it. You know in real life that you can't take that narrative, that rhetoric, the way you articulate and pull this and pull that and put it together and try to package it and edit it and do all of this other shit. Nobody's gonna believe that off of line because they know you full of shit. They know you full of shit. I look at these men and I look at the lengths that they go to keep an audience entertained. The conversations that they have, the way they promote their videos, who they talk about, whether it's on a daily basis or irregular or whatever the case may be, it's what content they actually want to promote. If you're going to promote the protection of black women, then that's a daily job. If you're going to promote the protection of the black community, that's a daily job. Now, I'm talking about consistency if I lost somebody. Taz, you are not the exception to the rule. You showcase you're not the exception to the rule. So therefore, whether you've clicked up with manosphere, clicked up with womansphere, clicked up with the red pill, the blue pill, the pink pill, the black pill, the rainbow pill, whatever pill you feel like you done jumped on and became a part of, my thought process is, why don't these people promote what they really feel in their minds and hearts? Why don't they really be who the hell they say they are in real life?
Women, listen to this shit.
Oh my God. Go ahead, let that woman.
All right, let go ahead, Rainy woman. Go ahead.
Man, fuck that bitch, dude. Like, seriously.
You must have been confused with somebody that you used to be on a panel.
Why y'all niggas got this motherfucking woman up here with the goat? Man, I don't want to talk to her. Y'all simping, nigga.
Well, get off.
Get that bitch off of here, nigga. She's not a bitch, she's a dog. Say you motherfucker.
The game, but I'm black women. Black women know. But get that bitch off of here.
Yes.
In his scorpion voice. Get that bitch off of here.
But I wanted to take a break. And I see that tech. And people keep talking about clout chasing this, clout chasing that.
Am I blurry?
The proof, you talk about you support black women and you support women, you stand up, but then you calling them out their name, the B words, the H. They need to speak when they spoken to or know when to speak. And it just says to me, obsession is a mug. Because there are some people who I can't live without you. Because if they're not talking about particular people, they feel that their day just going to be a Dell day.
Is it still buffering?
And
it's clear on my side.
As y'all can see what I'm doing, I'm doing what I do. I don't give a shit about what anybody think. You can laugh at it. You can get
right. This is Walt G. Love. Fair use, of course, but I just wanted to give these brothers an opportunity to kind of bring their narratives together and package this message to black men. I'm gonna give my commentary after this, so just check it out. I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you.
Angry or whatever, but if you watch it all the way through any of my freestyle videos, it's, you know, it is what it is. People talking about, man, you know, I freestyle, which means I don't have to ghostwrite. I don't have to sit and write. See, that's what you guys do today. Because y'all just, a lot of guys are not talented to be able to express themselves, so they had to write it out. That's why, it's, you know, when it comes to gun violence and killing each other, y'all good at that. But when it comes to just putting positive just something inspirational for people who might be going through something, who want to believe in a black man, instead of talking about, well, I'm a black man, I got a gun in my hand, I'm at the club with these hoes and we tossing it up. I don't have to do that. But my ship ain't for everyone to ride on.
Donna W says, are you talking about collective? Do black men protect black women? Well, I think you meant black women, right? Black women. But here's the thought process. The collective, what I've been hearing is that black men don't do a good job at protecting black women. And my thought is, you know, I don't know where your father is, where your brother is, where your uncle is, where your boyfriend, where your husband is. So I really don't know. The only thing I could do as a content creator, as a man, is sit back and listen to the information that you're giving me, right? But then when I get the opportunity to listen to males and say, well, hell, shit, we've been protecting you. You don't want our protection. You don't want our love. You don't want our respect. You don't want to be with us. So it's a lot of conversation going on or whatever it can be. But my thought process is men need to be men. Men need to communicate with men. Men need to empower men. Men need to make sure that we are structured correctly to be able to be providers, protectors, and role models. In order for us to get there, we got to stop doing certain things. Just because we making money from saying, well, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to call you a bunch of names and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say all black women and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to throw this and I'm going to throw this at you. At the end of the day, do we really believe that shit? That's really the question. So I'm calling on the Cynthia G's, the Cry Logic, the woman's fear, the manosphere. I'm calling for all of you guys to hear this video. Do you believe the shit that you say online? Is that something that you live and die by? Or is it about getting a check? If it's about getting a check, just let motherfuckers know. Let them know. Let them know up front whether we should take you serious or not. Because that really, at the end of the day, that's really what it boils down to. Are you a person that stands by your word? Or are you just making videos to get a couple dollars, to get the attention online that for some reason you can't get in real life? You talk this shit online that you know for a fact that you couldn't stand in front of somebody and talk that shit. You don't talk to your man like that. You don't talk to your girl like that because they would probably put your ass out. You've probably been living with them rent free. Let's really talk about it. You don't talk to them like that, but you get online and you promote this persona. Some of you guys hide your motherfucking face. Some of you guys are brave enough to get online. Let's talk about all of these black men. Let's talk about all these black women and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's almost like it's a broken record. It's the same shit in and out every day, back and forth. And it's like, at what point in time do you come with the good news story? You've been talking about black men for over 5 years. You've been talking about black women for over 5 years. And you have never encompassed someone that is a protector, somebody that is a provider, somebody that is a role model. Like, what's happening in your real life? That's the question. That's the real question. What'd you say, Donna? Okay, wait, let me ask this. Does it matter what people say in the safety of online or how they say it? Is it true? Are you agitated with the messenger or the message? No. I'm more not the messenger. Whoever the messenger is, it don't matter whether it's a male or female, black, white. Great question. It don't matter about the messenger. It matters about the message. If you're promoting that black women are just this, this, and this, and this, and they can't be this, this, and this, when this and this and this is positive shit. If it's only black women are negative shit, then my thought process, do you believe in your message? Do you believe in that message? Because here's the thought. If I say I'm going to dedicate my channel to saying how bad something is, at some point in time, if I talk about it long enough, have I created change? I mean, I think that's a viable question. If I sit here and I say all these things are bad for years, at some point in time, have I talked change into existence? I hear a lot of content creators say, well, I only talk like this to promote change. So me as a spectator, me as a viewer, I'm going to then ask you, well, how long have you been talking about this? Is it 30 days? Is it a week? Is it an hour? Is it years? Now, since you've been talking about it, since you've been adamant about it, you've been vocal about it, you've articulated, you've pulled in all of the disrespect from the high horizons, and you've been just throwing it at people. Have you promoted change? Have you saw any change? I think as a viewer, as a subscriber, as a spectator, as a bystander, you should be able to ask that question. Have you caused change? Have you caused change? Has what you've done brought change? So it's not the messenger, it's the message. If you've been promoting a message for years, for days, for hours, has your message promoted the counterbalance of what you felt was wrong? What you felt was wrong with black women, what you felt was wrong with the black community, the gay community, black men. Have you brought forth change? So when I start talking about the Tazes and the Cynthias and the Nylas and the Cry Logics and all of these, the Red Supremes, when I say, hey y'all, hey look, let me holler at y'all, hold up. Has what you've been doing worked? Not financially, not for viewership, but has it promoted change? Like, has somebody listened to your rhetoric and said, you're right, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these black women do like that, but do act like this. But I found a good one. Thanks to you, I knew what to look for. Thanks to your rhetoric, thanks to your narrative, thanks to how you articulated how bad they were on a daily basis, I knew what to look for when I went in the club, when I went to church, when I went to my job. I knew the type of woman that I wanted to be with, that I wanted to build with, that I wanted to make mine, that I wanted to marry, that I wanted to promote a family with. Thanks to Cynthia G, thanks to Taz Exclusive, thanks to Red Supreme, thanks to Cry Logic, thanks to Nyla Says. Thank you for showing me how bad things could be so I know what to look for. I'm asking this question publicly. Has your message promoted a positive change? That's a simple question. It's an easy question. Has it promoted change? And if you've seen that change, why have those videos not been produced? Why have those videos not been produced? We talk about R. Kelly and we talk about how bad he is and we talk about and it's like we can't separate the artist from the actions. Was the music fire? The music was fire. Whoa, shit. But is the music his character? For some reason, we don't know how to separate the man from the message or the messenger from the message. Hey, through your music, bro, you definitely have reached new heights. You definitely have reached new heights. Now, your character, I don't know. You know, that's not, I can give my perspective and my narrative based on what I've read, based on what I saw, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the music is undisputed. Who you are as a man, that's the question. And for those people trying to capitalize on the situation, that's another question. That's another perspective. So you got the Bill Cosbys, you got the Hassan Campbells that say, hey, I'm here to save the kids. I'm here to save the youth. I'm here to make sure that there's nobody touching nobody and nobody doing this. And this is how you, but at the end of the day, it's like, have you seen one organization that he's put money to? One organization that he started, one counseling service, have you seen the work? Have you seen the change, the positive change from the message? Raz Girl says, why promote change without solutions or without promoting a community to develop solutions? Look at these smart people up in his comments. The thought process is, if you keep on promoting a narrative that all is bad, there is no hope, abandon ye. Do not move forward. My thought process is, after promoting that day in and day out, have you not seen any change? Can you imagine somebody holding up a sign outside the building that you work at? You know what I'm saying? Don't work here. Don't work here. They're all bad. They're all bad. and then somebody walks past you and say, hey, good morning, hey, I just brought you a coffee, I know you out here every day or whatever. Well, that's change. That's different. Okay, some of them are bad. Some of them are bad. Not all of them, but some of them are bad. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Has your message and the energy that you put in on social media to promote all are bad, or to bring forth the outline of what's bad and what's good, or what's totally bad, have you promoted what's good? And a lot of these content creators, they fail to be balanced. And it's like you see so many people cheering and uplifting the negative. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Whatever you say, none of them are good. And then get offline, log off, and then go be with the same people that they spent an hour to 3 hours to 6 hours talking about and dogging. Ladies and gentlemen, if your life is not perfect, if your life is not special, if your life is not eventful, if you're not living your best life, it's probably because it's something that you've done. It's not somebody else's fault. It's not my fault as a black man to say, oh well, that black woman is responsible for how bad my life is. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me backtrack. Hold on. Might have said that too fast. If I blame black women for where I am in society, that's retarded. If you as a woman blame black men for where you are in society, that's retarded. But the fact of the matter is, black men and black women all promote one thing, the black race. So if you're saying, let's split the black race in half. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait, hold on. So you want me to separate from black women, separate from black men, and you want me as a black man to go against all the other races that have black men, that have women and men. And that's smart. Taz exclusive, come here, let me holler at you. Cynthia, come here. You want me to separate, you want me to divest, you want me to hate, you want me to discard, you want me to have disdain for, you want me to promote negative things, you want me to leave them alone. Okay, I leave black women alone, and now I still have to go against white men and white women, Hispanic men and Hispanic women, Oriental men and Oriental women, etc., 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 etc. I always heard that there was strength in numbers. Maybe me just being a military veteran 20 years, maybe they lied to me. Maybe it would have been better if I went over there with a squad full of people, 7 to 12 people versus 7 to 12,000 people. Maybe it would have been better with that narrative. Well, you know what I'm saying? We had to divest from the other brigade. We just went over here with a little bit so we can fight this whole damn country. I don't see no logic in none of that. I see a lot of people pointing the fingers, but nobody saying let's build together. Nobody really promoting any real solutions. When you start saying, well, we need to stop having black male babies and we need to abort, my question is, well, you need to stop having babies, period. I can get behind that message. Stop having babies with people you don't like. Stop having babies with men that you don't respect. Stop having babies with women you don't want to be with. Listen, if she was a hoe before you had the baby, brother, she gonna be a hoe after you had the baby. If he was broke before you had the baby, sister, he's gonna be broke after you had the baby. It's a lot of people spend time trying to say, well, let me call this out and call that out. And my thought process is, Donna says, Cynthia G is a social scientist who creates content. I have read over 100 books in my mental illness, and I guess it was in or about mental illness and racism. I'm studying Cynthia and studying and presents research. I don't know. for content creators that are creative enough to know that I found my niche. I want y'all to understand something. I found my niche. Somebody said, what is your niche, Mario J? What is your niche, ToughLove? Like, where do you fit at? To me, I'm all about perspective. I'm all about enlightenment. I'm all about empowerment. I'm all about taking a conversation that normally people would shy away from, or normally it's all about whoever yells the most, etc. I'm normally about pulling those people together and say, hey, listen, what's the real problem? What are we really trying to accomplish? And how do we accomplish it? Let's not only promote solutions, but let's promote actions from these solutions. A real change. I see a lot of content creators who have talked about solutions, but never showcased actions. Like, let's take Cynthia G, for example. Let's talk about the abortion of male babies, or whatever case may be. Now, if I was to challenge her or debate her or have a discussion, my thought process is, so let's get this straight. Single mothers are single mothers, regardless if it's a black man, a white man, or an Oriental man. Still single mothers, still in the hood. My thought process is, if males start dying left and right? You don't think that there's enough hood moms and enough ghetto moms, enough messed up mental illness type moms out there to say, oh, well, I'm going to raise my child. I'm going to raise this Oriental child. I'm going to raise this white child. I'm going to raise this Hispanic child. I'm going to raise this child in my negative thought process. I don't need more black DNA because I got enough in me. I'm going to raise them as a savage. I'm going to raise them as a don. I'm going to raise them as a pimp. I'm going to raise them as a hustler. The thought process is, it's not the black man. It's the thought process that goes between, that goes in between what's happening right now. And you're saying, well, when it comes to a birth of a child, here's the thought process, ladies and gentlemen. Who's raising a kid? Uh-oh. We don't do a good job at that, right? Who's raising the kid? I don't care who helped make the kid. Who's raising the kid? Who's raising the kid? Because that's the real conversation. Who is raising the kid? Are you, man, let me get into this. I'm not playing with y'all right now. Turn on my cool seats. I'm not playing with y'all, man. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, Donna, hold on, Donna, wait. Let me get some water, Donna. Damn. Donna, wait. Shit. I'm ready. I'm ready, Donna. Check this out. To me, that's the conversation. It's not who's having the child, but it's who's raising the child. And then how are you raising that child? You can be a single mother, you can be a single father, you can be black, white, whatever color you are. How are you raising your child? Are you raising your child with standards and morals? Are you raising your child to respect authority? Are you raising your child to be a productive citizen? Are you raising your child to seek education? And you raising your child to say, you know what, you don't have a sense of entitlement. The world don't owe you nothing. How are you raising your children? You get rid of black men. Okay, cool. But is that going to stop the Magnus? Hey, twerk, 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 twerk. Is that going to stop that mentality, the hot girl mentality, from raising a child that's not going to act like these black men that you say are all bad? What it's going to do is going to produce more women to produce more men. Regardless if it's black men, it doesn't matter. A baby is a baby. A baby is a baby. It don't matter where the child came from. Stop thinking because you're white, you're right. And that's something that I see Cynthia G, I see a lot of people promote. If you're white, I know a lot of white people that's not well off. I've had soldiers that are Caucasian that are not well off. Stop thinking if I get pregnant by a white man, I struck a pot of gold. That's what's being promoted. If you get pregnant by a white person, you struck the pot of gold. And that's just not true. That's just not true. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm gonna give you some tough love. All right, Cynthia G. There are very few white men that will take you serious. There are very few white men that will take you serious. And this is no disrespect. All right, I hear you, Donna. But there are very few white men that take you serious. The thing about it is, when we talk about, let's talk about collegiate level. We're not talking about working at McDonald's, and salute to those people who do, but I'm talking about collegiate. I'm talking about Fortune 500. You meet, let's just say a white guy meets a black female or whatever kiss me. And I'm just using this as an example, but it works both ways. The first thing you do as a black person is try to prove and showcase you're not hood and you're not ghetto. First thing you do, you change your dialect, you change your hair, you try to change the way you walk, things you listen to. You try to show that you're not like them, right? And you try so hard and you keep this facade up or whatever case may be. But what happens is you end up losing yourself. You lose yourself. That's why people say, oh, that you know what I'm saying? They think they better than us. They think they this and they think they that. Let me tell you something. If Cynthia G is not successfully married to a white man, listen to what I just said. Successfully, this goes all to all her followers. If you're not successfully married to a white man, you can use as much statistics as you want. The thought process is, show us a successful white man that wants to marry you, that put a ring on it, that is willing to have a child, willing to have a family, willing to pull you into their business. Then we can have a conversation about what's better. Because I know a lot of men that are not white that are more successful than the average white man that you may know. So when I hear women close the door on, you know, they roll up the window on black men and say, oh, black men ain't this and black men ain't that. You could be passing a man that makes more than 6 figures a month. I'm sorry, shit, a year. But the fact of the matter is, you could be passing up on a blessing, but because you say, because you're black, you're automatically excluded from my vision. I think we got into a situation, to be honest with you, to be honest with you guys, is that we promote hate speech, we promote the divesting, we promote, you know, it's like, I heard Cry Logic, I think I'm saying her name right, Cry's Logic. She was talking about, you know, you see how these men who are supposed to promote masculinity and how to be a man online acting such and such and such and such. And I agree with her to a certain extent. But my thought process is, you can't cheerlead for one side and say the other side is wrong if both sides are doing the same thing. You can't say y'all wrong for calling names, but then cheerlead for them and say, well, they dragging him, they're doing. My thought process, if you're gonna be fair and impartial, then be fair and impartial. Okay, I hear you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. She said, hey, the black manosphere started this hate speech. You know what's so funny, man? You know, even though, you know, I left YouTube, I was back two to 3 years ago. I was on YouTube, and I was kind of just messing around and just trying to figure my way out around YouTube, kind of, you know, learning about the black sector YouTube and the beef sector and all this different stuff. And I was like, man, this is a lot of shit. And I really, to be honest with you, I really didn't take it serious, and I really didn't package my message the same way that I promote packaging messages now. I really didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I was really just trying to figure shit out. And I got a chance, I kind of got in a back and forth with different YouTubers or whatever case, because I was like, man, you know, you got a great platform, you know, but if you balance it, I was always on the balance your message out, whether it was Derek Jackson or this guy or that guy or this female or that female, I was always on that tip, but I wasn't tough love. You see what I'm saying? So I end up leaving, you know, my grandmother passed, my children were born, I was retiring from the military. I was working on my master's degree. So it was I was like, hey, you know, this is not a priority for me right now. So I'm gonna take a hiatus or whatever. So I took my 2-year hiatus or whatever, come back to YouTube. And now I'm kind of, you know, in my niche. And my niche right now, again, is just kind of looking at, first of all, promoting my message, which is the empowerment of both men, women, and children and the communities that they reside in. I think that someone needs to hear from a veteran that is street smart, that is educated, that promotes common sense, that can kind of relate to the everyday person. But I really think it's about giving a balanced perspective, not being one-dimensional, not just saying, well, I heard Red Supreme and some of the stuff that he's saying I can agree with. Okay. I heard Cynthia G and some of the stuff that she said I can agree with. But you need a common denominator. You need somewhere balanced to go to have this conversation. That's why ToughLove exists. That's why ToughLove exists. You can't just say Cynthia G is right regardless of what she says, but you're saying that everything that this other person is saying is totally wrong. I can't get on the bandwagon of that. But I see a lot of content creators that no matter what is being said and how it's being said, it's always right. So whether you're a Dusty, a trash bag, a bed winch, a Piggly Wiggly, if I'm going to say, man, you got a lot of jokes, bro. You got a lot of, you know, you called a lot of names. I can't call you out and not call everybody out. And I see a lot of content creators do that because they want to win favor. My thought process, I would rather you respect me for being real and me having a balanced opinion than saying, let me cheerlead for you. I see a lot of content creators who cheerlead for other content creators who have more subscribers than them because they feel like, well, if I cheer for you, right? And I cheer for you to a point of delusion. If I cheerlead for you to a point where I never really give my own perspective, maybe your subscribers will become my subscribers. Please say my name. Please look at me. Chris from for NY governor in 2022. Okay, no offense, but I do not agree. Women are always right, men are always wrong. The secret is a happy relationship. I think it depends on who you talk to. If you talk to someone that says they're never wrong, if you talk to someone that doesn't have the common sense to believe that you can be factual, doesn't mean that you're right. You can be factual. The fact of the matter is, it's a blue sky. The fact of the matter is, hey, it's raining. The fact of the matter is, hey, it's grass. I mean, you can state things that are factual, that statistically show that there is evidence and proof. What I don't mean it's always right. You see what I'm saying? Statistically, oh, black men are less likely to stay with the mom if she gets pregnant. Cool. But your brother stayed with such and such when she got pregnant, raised the kid, and they had a happy life. It's great to promote statistics, but you also should promote reality as well. The reality that you really know. You got some people online that says, I had a good father that was black. My son is a good man, he's black. My husband is a good man that he's black. But let's talk about these dusties anyway. My wife is a good wife and she's black. My sister is a good woman and she's black. My daughters are good women and they're black. But let's talk about these Piggly Wigglies. I guess. When does the narrative get challenged? When do somebody come along and say, I am the common denominator? I hear what you're saying from both sides, but here's what my thought process is. How long do you say it, and have you seen the change within the time frame that you've been saying it? If you repeat it, you repeat it, and you believe it to a certain extent. My thought process is, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about men, because it make you feel good to say I'm a man. Right? I'm an alpha man. I'm a high value man. I'm a man's man, right? I'm a man. It makes you feel good to say I'm a woman. You know, I carry myself a certain type of way. I speak with a certain power, inspiration. You see what I'm saying? I command shit, I control shit, and I don't say shit. You see what I'm saying? You have a certain level of authority. But here's your thought process. What are you using it for? What are you using it for, Taz? What are you using it for, Cynthia? What are you using it for, Red Supreme? What are you using it for, Cries Logic? What are you using it for, Nyla Says, and the rest of the YouTube community? What are you using your voice to do? What are you promoting? That's my situation right now. That's me as a common denominator speaking to you. Now you may say, man, fuck him. I ain't got nothing. Whatever, motherfucker. But at some point in time, there's going to be someone else that comes along, maybe bigger than me. Maybe Kwame Brown might hear this message. Maybe the lead attorney. Maybe Kevin said. Maybe people at that level, right? We got levels to this shit. Maybe they'll say, you know what? ToughLove was hitting on something. How long have you been promoting this message? Now you've been promoting your rhetoric. You've been promoting your narrative. Have you seen anything good since you've been doing what you've been doing? We ain't talking about monetary value. We ain't talking about what you brought with it, right? New cars, new hair, new weave, new makeup, new this, new that. We ain't talking about what you brought. How many super chats you got? How many donations you got? We ain't talking about that. We're talking about, have you seen anything positive? Any relationships get built? Any men get strengthened? Any women get empowered? Have you really done anything to cause positive change? Or have you helped spread the information about negativity? Because that's what a lot of content creators do. They help spread the information about negativity. I'm supposed to see black women in a certain light because you want me to. I'm supposed to not give a damn about black men because you want me to. What happens if Cynthia G says, she comes back and says, ladies, let's start working together with these black men. Let's start making sure that we are the women we need to be, so that way these men can be encouraged. Because encouragement comes from everywhere. You can be encouraged by your children. You can be encouraged by another race. You can be encouraged by another gender. So my thought process is, when you talk about power, I would tell black men to take your time and to learn who you are, to know your worth. Because when you're growing up, for a lot of times, for guys that didn't play football or didn't have, you know what I'm saying, you know, mama didn't have a friend, or you didn't have an older brother or somebody around. A lot of times men don't know their worth. Through adolescence, just growing up, no one's there to cuddle you. No one's there to say, hey, you know, this is how you do this. This is how you tie a tie. This is how you become a gentleman. This is how you do certain things. This is how you nourish leadership. A lot of times, you know, a lot of these women, I think that they're under the impression, because you got dick and balls, you a man. How dare you not know how to communicate? How dare you not know how to run a household? How dare you not know how to fix a car? How dare you? And then we've got to a point right now where it says, well, if whatever you don't know how to do, every other race of men know how to do. So that automatically makes them better than you. Well, suppose you grew up in a community where they didn't promote taking care of the household. They didn't promote opening up doors and being gentlemen and running bath water and rubbing feet and talking about your day and positive communication. Suppose you grew up with a knucklehead. I think we don't take that into consideration. How were you raised? Where were you raised? Who were you raised by? And it's sad because when you roll back to the whole mama duck situation, what values and standards and morals do you think Mama Duck taught her children? Not saying that she didn't teach them anything. I'm saying, what values do you think? Can anybody in the comments right now, what values and standards and morals do you think that she taught her children? Uncle Stu. Many people do not know worth. When a man knows how to walk, he will know how to fly. I truly believe that, Stu. I truly believe that. Here's the issue, right? And salute to you and the lead attorney. I don't know if you guys did your one-on-one yet or if it's coming up, man. Salute to you. I would love to get a panel together and have a conversation with you guys. But I think that there's a lot of women out there that don't realize that a lot of men don't get promoted on a daily basis like women do. They don't get, like, they don't have the triumphant songs, the get over her songs, the black men rock and the Melody and the Me Too. They don't have those movements. Even when it comes to abuse, it's like, well, we only gonna worry about the young girls and the young women. We're not gonna talk about the young boys that have been touched and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're not gonna get into that. We're gonna let the men. And my thought process, can you imagine as a person, as a human person, as a grown person, sitting down, not saying that this movement is for all children, but isolating young men from young women, children. And then can you imagine being a young boy who watching a whole movement called Me Too, and it's only promoting the empowerment, the rehabilitation, the support system for women? But you a man, as if you being touched and abused don't matter. I want you guys to think about this. So when you don't say, well, when you constantly have to empower, you constantly have to encourage, you constantly have to give these titles and make songs, and you constantly have to do all of these things to empower women, my thought process is, shit, you should be good. You should be good. Because my thought process, well, if you constantly got a reminder of your worth and how strong you are and how beautiful you are and your skin is this and my thought process is, who is telling the men this? Know your worth. Your penis is powerful. Your penis is important. Your mind is immaculate. You are amazing. Who is telling them this? And this is why I reached out to the Taz exclusive, to the Red Supremes, to the Tommy Sotomayers, to the Derek Jacksons, to the Kwame Browns, to the Kevin Samuels, to the Hassan Campbells. I reached out because I want to ask that fucking question. Who is telling men this? Who is telling men this? Because I hear a whole lot of other shit, which, again, you could talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about, but at the end of the day, are you really empowering men? Because me sitting around complaining about fucking women don't do shit for my life. It don't do shit for me. Why is it doing something for you? Why is it doing something for you? It has to be exhausting to always hunt for the bad stuff. It has to be. It has to be. Tariq Nasheed did a documentary on raping my man, buck breaking. Yeah. I checked it out. Here's my thought process is, when you look at these content creators and you listen to what they talk about, it's very frivolous. It's very minute. It just is. And then the ones that say, well, I stand for this and this. Okay, cool, great. Because when you tell me this is what you stand for, that's the standard I'm going to hold you to. But if you go left and right, I'm going to say, hey, bro, you wobbling. You wobbling. But we scared to hold people to standards. We're scared to say, you know what I'm saying, what did your message promote really? Miss Magic says, I personally believe it's a money grab. You know what's so funny, man? I truly believe in your comment, Miss Magic. It's a money grab. It's a money grab. You don't know how easy it would be for me to sit here and say, well, let me start gaslighting and simping for women. And make it real good and start finessing black women. Let me start telling men how all of these women are this and this and this and this. Like it's so easy to jump on that bandwagon, but it's so difficult to stand in the middle. They said if you stand in the gap, you will not get subscribers, ToughLove. If you stand in the gap, people will not sit down, like your video, and share it. If you stand in the gap and you don't jump on these bandwagoners, like if you don't say, well, let me just do reaction videos on you every day, your channel won't grow. Well, that's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. I would rather get it out the mud than goddamn have to follow a grown-ass man around, all around YouTube and around the world, and do reaction videos on him. This is me. But this is a reaction video to several videos, to several people, whatever it can be. Uncle Stu, I appreciate that, man. Tonight's topic, over policing of black men, domestic violence against men in the family court system against men, with the lead attorney. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope. Hey, do me a favor, Uncle Stu. I don't know if you Uncle Stu, do me a favor and just put a 1 in the chat room. I'm gonna make sure I make you a moderator so you can drop your link. It's all hot air. Salute to everybody in the chat. I see y'all, man. I know y'all be like, he don't read the chat. He don't be read. Get the email. He don't read the chat. F him. Where his kids live. y'all calm down now. I be trying to get listen, it's just me up here, y'all. I be trying to get what I need to say out, you know what I'm saying? That way I don't have to do 100 videos. I can knock this out. But listen, in reference to the protection of black women, whether it's, you know, okay, I got you, Uncle Stu. I'm gonna make you a moderator, brother. And it's all about the hot air. I'm gonna do you too. Y'all do me a favor. And y'all drop, if you are a content creator, please drop the link to your channels inside the chat room. I have no qualms with that. Not at all. Please drop that way people can hear what you have to say. They can hear what you have to say. I think that everybody's perspective is important, especially if it's challenging the status quo. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, so back to the actual title, to the topic at hand, you know, black women not feeling protected by black men. I think it's about the black men I think it's really about the black men that you put yourself around. Hold on just a minute. Did you just hit my door, man?
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
Did you leave a mark on my truck?
No, it hit the handle, thankfully.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
We good. I just want to make sure we straight.
What, 2021?
Yeah.
I've been looking at them. That's what I've been looking at mainly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
How long you had it?
For about a year now.
Oh shit, serious?
Yeah.
Because you see what I'm rocking still.
Oh no, you good, bro. You good.
Oh no, I'm just looking to get rid of it mainly. I still got crank windows.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I got 2 kids.
I got you. You see I got the baby seat in the back.
No, I didn't. You got that nice tin.
Yeah. I appreciate it. But I'll let you go, man. I just want to make sure you ain't
nah,
shit.
And if I did, I'd be like, dude, here's my information. Please get it taken care of.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. It's about to be violence. It was about to be some violence. It's about to be black on white crime. Uncle Stu said, let's get the likes up, man. You know, I appreciate everybody that support the channel, whatever case may be. But back to what I was saying. I believe that there are a lot of black men who have failed black women. You know what I'm saying? And but I also believe that there are a lot of black women who have failed black men. And my thought process is, How is one failure bigger than the other? How does one failure count and the other failures don't count? And I think that once we say we've all fucked up, once we say we've all messed up, we've all did some shit that just don't look right, that don't sit well, that make our stomach twist, that give us a bad taste in our mouth. We've all done it. So now what do we do? Well, I'm not gonna, Cynthia G is not gonna listen to me if I sit here and call her constant names. Red Supreme is not gonna listen to me if I sit here and call him constant names. So my thought process is, let's stop the name calling. If we're gonna build, let's build for real. Let's build for real. But I think for some reason, to be honest with you, people get paid off the hate. People get paid to promote the hate. That's what I'm seeing on YouTube. They get paid to promote the hate. I just did this video prior to this, and I was talking about, you know, who really won, and I did clips of different videos. And no matter whether it was a man or whether it was a woman, everybody was saying the same thing. But I haven't put videos on YouTube lately. I've been busy, but I have put up a video on overcoming addiction and mitigating addictions that you want to keep on my Facebook. Okay, hey, like I said, tell you what, I'm gonna do this for you, Chris. Chris, I just added you as a moderator. Drop your link. Drop your link. Drop the link to your channel. Feel free to promote your channel. Feel free. As you promote your channel, please promote mine. I would love for more people to be a part of the conversation. I think it's very important. I think it's very important. There are people requesting me to do one-on-ones with certain content creators. I deliberately tag certain content creators to have a discussion. You notice I said a discussion and not a debate. Notice I said discussion and not a debate. And you also know that this is live, so I'm not editing anything. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's important for men who have a purpose, who have a certain vision, and who have a certain drive to have discussions. Men that don't have purpose, men that don't have drives, and men that don't have visions should stay in their lane and watch leaders lead. But the fact of the matter is, it's coming to a point where we're making black women have a disdain even more for black males. This is the reason why I don't join groups of people. This is the reason why I don't cheerlead for people. I give them their flowers. If they've said something that resonated, I'm going to say it, cool, and I'm going to keep it moving. But the thought process is this. At what point in time do black men start working together? Not to say, let's all get together and say, these women are the blame, these women are the faults. But here's my thought process is, if we get together and empower one another, we teach each other about credit, we teach each other about stocks, about buying properties, about communication, about love languages, about being gentlemen, about being leaders, about being entrepreneurs, about being fathers, providers, role models, protectors. If we teach each other that has to be attractive to those women. The women that's watching. If we empower ourselves, that has to be cool. That has to be something like, you see what our men are doing? You see what they up to? We can't always just get together to go to clubs and smoke weed and drink, to party, to talk shit. I bought a new car. I don't believe this sucker hit my car. God damn, dog. Did y'all see my face? Y'all gotta rewind that shit. I was like this. I know goddamn well he ain't just. And I hate when somebody hit your car and then they don't be like, hey, my bad. Like they ain't do it. Like, well, maybe he didn't feel the shit tap. Come on, bro. Like, come on, don't do that shit, man. Don't do that shit. Craziness, man. Craziness. I'm gonna have to go back and rewind and look at my face. But I was just like, I know this motherfucker. You know, you in shock and shit. I was like, I know goddamn well you ain't just hit my goddamn car. He was like, my bad. Don't put your hands up. Get the mark you left off. That's what I want you to do. Shit. I'm just saying, don't hit my shit and act like, you know what I mean? God damn. What is this, a 2021? It don't matter what it is. Shit, it's a neon and I keep it clean. It's a station wagon and I got 20s on it. Keep them clean. Uncle Stu said, I thought you was getting out. No, I ain't got to get out the car. I'm shooting from right here, from the cockpit. Y'all was about to see some real. I said, bro, did you just? He was like, ToughLove. He's wilding. Nah, man, I just don't want nobody. I don't want nobody damaging stuff I worked for. You understand what I'm saying? And don't damage it and then act like, oh, I ain't do nothing. Like y'all couldn't. I was about to say you could feel it, but you could feel the thump. And I'm like, and I'm sitting under this in a park under this tree. So I'm looking around, and I see the dude. And he's like, I know he was just like clenching the thing, like, oh shit, fuck, it's a black dude. I hope he don't. So that's why I had to roll down the window. They said what they said in rush hour, push the button. I had to push the button on him. I don't like that. Just hey, walk your ass around to the driver's side and say, hey, my bad for hitting your car. Ain't no dent if you want to come out here and look. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But how y'all doing out there, man? Y'all are y'all doing okay? Are y'all doing okay, man? You know, this YouTube stuff, man, is very I'll be honest with you, man. I unsubscribe from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I unsubscribe from a lot of people, and not because they're bad people, but because I can't, not that I can't, but I don't want to keep up with that type of nonsense. That's just me, y'all. I'm just saying, I'm in real life, I'm doing real life shit, you know, and I don't want to keep, in real life, I put myself around people who can handle problems quickly. That not only inspire to go somewhere, but are there and reaching higher. That pull and grab and push out and receive knowledge about all types of stuff, but mostly about achieving. And the thought process is, the way I live my life in real life, I want to emulate that online, and I can't align myself up with too many people who only promote nonsense. That's not me. That's not me. Now, as you can see, if something happens and I'm ready to go, like he hit the truck, I'm like, hey, what's up? Cool. I'm with the shits. I'm with the shenanigans. I could be as savage as I need to be, and sometimes I'll turn that up. But I just think that there's a way to handle things as men, and I see so much potential in these men online, especially on YouTube. I see a lot of potential in them, but it's like they don't care to promote anything but negativity. They don't care to talk about anything except for bashing. And the thing, somebody would say, well, won't you address those women? And the thing about it is, bruh, you've done a great job at addressing those women. Where has it got you? You've gaslighted for them. You've simped for them. You've called them out their names. You joked. You've done all of these things. Where has it gotten you? You've done it. You've done it for me. You've done it for us. The black male race, you've done it for us. For all the unborn black babies. And it's gotten you nowhere. Got you a couple dollars. Got you a new camera so you can go live. So at what point in time do we change things? This goes to everybody. Anybody that comes across this live right now. What are these men really trying to accomplish? If you ain't trying to accomplish nothing, just say it. Just say it. That's fine. Listen, I will respect you even more, because I already respect you man to man. I respect you, right? But I would respect, because at least now I know what's up. I don't have a purpose, Mario. I'm just here trying to get a couple cash apps, Mario. In real life, I got a good life. I got a wife. Woo, she bad, bro. Woo, I got a girlfriend. Woo. I'm just up here trying to, just trying to mess around. In your eyes, I'm just a troll. I can respect that. But it's men on here that's saying that they're men. They're high valued men, they're manly men, they're alpha men, they men. But I don't see that type of energy. I don't see that type of action. I hear a lot of this. A lot of these men talking about Cynthia G, I'm gonna be honest with you, would date Cynthia G in a heartbeat. A lot of these women talking about Red Supreme, I'm gonna be honest with you, will probably date Red Supreme in a heartbeat. But this like back and forth. And my thought process is, if you change the narrative, will you lose your money? If you talk about empowering and actually empower, would you lose your money? I said this before. Somebody said, hey, you need to just stay in your lane, ToughLove. No doubt, no doubt. Don't jump in nobody else's lane, ToughLove. No doubt. But this is why I worry about other lanes. And I gave this analogy before, but I think it's fitting right now. Can you imagine riding on a highway, right? And of course, most highways have certain lanes, right? Let's just say this is a highway with 3 lanes going this way, northbound, and another lane going southbound. We're not worried about southbound. There's a big barrier right there, right? They got to do a lot to get over there. But we just worried about our left and right lanes, right? So I'm driving. I got my daughter in the back, you know, we singing Cocomelon, we listening to Baby JoJo, don't judge me, right? So I look over, cause I'm not only worrying about my lane and where I'm trying to get to, and the message in regards to saying I want to get there safely. That's the title, that's the thesis. I want to get there safely. I want to get to and fro safely. And I want everybody that's looking at me to know that this is what I'm about. As a man, as a father, as a black man, as a human, as a citizen, as an adult, right? Okay, so I'm focused on my lane. But I'm also noticing this lane over here, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not being responsible with what it is that they have. You know, matter of fact, while they driving, they texting. So they swerving. But because I'm not just worried about my lane, and I'm self-aware, I'm noticing that they fucking up over here. This motherfucker nodding off in the car. So when you tell me stay in my lane, I have to respectfully tell you to shut the fuck up. It's their lane, but this is my highway. This is my world. Anything that I touch and I see, I say, you know what? This will affect me. Suppose my daughter, one of my nephews see this shit right here. Is this shit for real? I want to teach them how to say, oh, they got to tighten up over there. Don't just focus on your shit. Focus on what's around you. Focus on what's around you. When I go to the hood, I go see my cousins or whatever case may be. You think I'm like this in the car? Hold on, let me show y'all. Driving like this. Can't see the road. Can't tell who's around me. Hell no. Y'all be killing me with this fuck shit. It's like don't hold nobody responsible except people everybody hate. If I get on here and I talk about Hassan Campbell, you right, ToughLove, you right. I'm just using these as examples, right? But if I get on here and I talk about, if I don't agree with everything, who can I use? If I don't agree with everything Kwame Brown says, oh hell no! Who the hell? See, I do my arms. What the fuck is this? But if I don't agree with everything he said, you can't say that, no hell. Don't you speak about Kwame, mother. Nobody is above reproach when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's above reproach when it comes to you. You know how many people get in my comment section and be like, oh, ToughLove, you know, I think you should have talked more about this, or you shouldn't have talked about this, or I don't agree with that viewpoint, or what. And that's cool. That's cool. That is fine. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the time and the energy that you give me, because you don't have to. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here in the ToughLove channel. So I appreciate you guys. It's important. It's important that we learn how to build. It's important that we share information. It's important that we support one another, or whatever case may be, you know? So again, you know, I try to, if I see you guys live or I see that you went live, I kind of jump into your thing. I used to throw my eyeballs like, hey, that means I'm checking out the scene, I'm here. But for some reason, people found that offensive. I don't know why. Again, I feel like I'm still a baby when it comes to YouTube. But I was throwing the eyeballs to say, hey, I'm checking you out. You saw I did my bro, I'm wilding out here. But they took that offensive for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's just the channels, because you know what's the problem? I think the problem is, right, don't put C. Wilson, don't put the fucking eyeballs. Hot motherfucking cocoa butter lotion face. I don't know why they took offense to that. I do the eyeballs. Oh, hell no. He's a troll. Get him out of here. And listen, I'm acting like it's real, like they can really see me. I'm like, who, me? Not me. I'm just here to check. I'm here to check the conversation out. Oh my God, man. He said you're doing good. People gonna get offended for dumb reasons. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the support. A lot of you content creators out there, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. There's a lot of people. You guys are professors without the degree. You're professors without the degree. Like, this is your classroom, and you set up these narrative and these teaching moments, and I think a lot of people get a lot from what you say. It's very therapeutic, not only for the people listening, but for the person delivering the message. So for that, for your level of creativity, for your level of consistency, for your level of positivity, I thank you. I salute you. No doubt, I salute you. You guys are doing a phenomenal job or whatever. And I'm hoping that people, they get that energy from me. I'm hoping that they get that energy from me, and I'm hoping that they understand where I'm coming from. I'm not goddamn team women, everything you do is right, goddamn it. Woo! Team men, everything. Woo-hoo-hoo! Bruh, fair and impartial. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And this should be a common denominator channel, and it will remain a common denominator channel. It ain't an attack you channel. It ain't a disrespect you channel. It ain't the gossip and the drama channel. We're going to take situations and promote conversation. That's what we're going to do. We don't give a shit what color you are, what gender you are, what your credit score is. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? I can have a conversation with anyone, but I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of people afraid of tough love. There are a lot of people afraid of tough love. And it's some of you guys' favorite content creators. They don't not want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I will send this out to Taz exclusive, because Taz, you, for some reason, you like to would you say intellectualize? You like to think that what you're saying is the gospel. Like what you're saying is just like, we need to put on a mantle and praise it. And my thought process is this, man. Never speak so high that people can't follow you. Now take this from a leader, being in the military for 20 years, retired Army warrant officer, logistics, right? Never speak so high that people can't follow you, whether it's direction, whether it's advice, whatever it is, but never feel like you're so high that people can't follow you, because that means you're speaking to yourself. You're speaking and it has no purpose. You're speaking and it has no direction. You're just talking to the air. So when you call yourself the GOAT, I don't know how you got that title. I don't know how. Maybe you are. I don't know, but I think that whatever you say you stand for online, you should stand for in real life. Positive people are not always perfect. We got shit that goes on in our lives that we have to deal with. I'm one of those people. You're probably one of those people, and I get it. Hell yeah, I get it. Trust me. I would not be. That's why I don't, when someone's saying they having relationship problems or job problems or home problems, bro, I feel you, man. I hope, ma'am, I hope, sir, I hope that you guys work that out and get through that or whatever case may be. I try not to jump in the middle of nobody's relationship issues, because I wouldn't want nobody to jump into mine. I think it's unfair and unrealistic to give a perspective based on one side, because a lot of times we pick and choose who we want to support. And then a lot of times people run to social media about their relationship problems, and it's all to pull your heartstrings anyway and promote their narrative or whatever the truth and the facts are. So when I hear people talking about deadbeats and child support and all that, like I try not to get involved in that lane or whatever case because I've been affected personally by certain things. So I kind of like, hey, I'm hoping that you guys work that out or whatever. But my message is about empowering, and it's about saying no matter what an individual has done, this individual does not promote the collective. This individual does not stand for all. And I try to be very responsible and respectful when I'm talking to and about individuals, because I think that everybody deserves redemption. Everybody needs a chance and a shot at redemption. There's some people that pride themselves on condemning, not redemption, but continuously condemning you, reminding you that you were strung out on drugs, or you were alcoholic, or you lost that job, or fucked up that relationship, or your credit was bad, or they want to remind you of how things used to be. The issue is that a lot of you guys are worried about them reminding you instead of removing them. Tough love is about empowerment. It's about telling you the shit that's going to rattle your cage enough for change. Not disrespecting you enough to where, oh, fuck it, I might as well change since you disrespected me for all these years. But saying, hey, wake your ass up. Take the first step. Open the door. Get out of bed. Do that research. Put in the work. Change up how you think. Change up the people that surround you. Are the people around you really for you? Are they assets or are they liabilities? Can I talk to somebody? Not you. Move. Not you. 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 Are they assets or are they liabilities? Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be an asset to this channel, I'm asking you to hit the like button, because it's very important. I want to put this message in the algorithm. I want to put it with all of the other negative shit that I see, so people know that there's something that people care about, a positive message as much as they care about negativity. They told me that positivity will never ever beat out drama. Well, let's give them a run for their money. I'm Mario J. This is Tough Love. Until next time, adult up. Peace.